Hey guys, it's me Parker. Welcome to my channel. This is the Aries reading for August 25th to the 30th. They are dated weird because YouTube did an oopsie and they couldn't, I couldn't upload videos. I wasn't the only one. A lot of people are having that issue for a couple days, so I did push my readings back a couple days, but that's okay. I'm pretty much all caught up. You guys are last, but never least. Usually you guys are first, astrologically speaking. So yeah, let's see what's up with my Aries. I do have a new deck. It's the Wild Untamed, or the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. This is my 12th reading with this deck, and I still can't get the name right without like looking at the book. I don't know why. It's like this weird brain block thing that I have. I don't know. Maybe because it's such a long, like, garbly name. I don't know. But I love this deck. It's got animal totems characterized. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Characterized by element, and then there's the fifth element, spirit ether. It's holographic, very pretty, very nice, which represents our connection to spirit through our 7 chakras. So yeah, let's see what's up with my Aries. I hope you guys are doing okay. Your ruler is in shadow for retrograde Mars. It's at home in Aries. So that is impacting you guys hugely right now. We do have the South Node in Sag as well. So there's fire going on right now. Right when I said that. So we'll see what comes out. You guys are going to be the most impacted by this. Ooh, Panther-y. Just felt like sharp energy through my hand. When your ruler goes full retrograde, it's going to be very intense for you guys. So, you know, I'm here for you. Sending all my Aries love. I believe that's in September. Sorry, I don't know the date. You could Google that though. I would if I were in Aries or I had heavy Aries, especially Mars in Aries placement, because everyone's going to be feeling that. So just a heads up, you guys. But let's see what wants to come out. Do one more shuffle. Aries. Woo, okay, Cobra. This came out, on the bottom we have the heart space. Woo, with the third eye, tapping into the heart space. I just heard psychic with this. Some of you guys are going to a psychic. It's funny, like actually going, like paying for a psychic reading. But this is the third eye chakra. This is the heart chakra. Wearing purple and green might help you guys. I don't know why I'm hearing that. That's weird. This is like really getting in tune with the heart space, spiritually, like intuitively. And this is a mentor energy, so it's so actually, I didn't even put that 2 and 2 together. Definitely some of you guys are getting in touch with a sage or a psychic or a mentor or a teacher or a guide. This could be your spirit guides talking to you at this time. Dragonfly, air energy. Cobra's fire. The other 2 were ether, spirit directly. But this is a very spiritual animal totem on its own. I don't know why I'm feeling called to read the description for this. I am still getting to know the author's interpretation of these animal totems. So that will come more and more in the coming weeks. But this refers to the mind. So with that learning energy, it's almost like like cementing neurologically a lesson that's being learned through spirit. It's very interesting. You guys might want to watch the reading that I did for Taurus a couple weeks ago called I think it was called Reprogramming Abandonment Issues, where I talk about alchemically how we can alchemize our bodies through our minds and brain chemicals and body chemicals, and that's how we can like change manifestation, like by alchemizing our bodies, and reprogramming neural loops that we form throughout our lifetime that keep us dependent on certain behaviors due to the alchemical process of body chemical releases that occur through those actions. This to me is just screaming that whole process. And I did go a little bit further into detail about that process in that video. I'm going to be doing a video on that, but it's not posted. It's not recorded yet. So maybe you could check that out for sure. But I do want to read this Oh, weird. I guess I'm going to read the cobra and the dragonfly. Because I was looking up the dragonfly and for some reason I started looking for cobra. Pausing, waiting, the inner teacher represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. So again, your guides could very much so be around you at this time. Protecting you. I'm kind of almost hearing protecting. That's very strange. That's interesting. The essence of cobra is found deep within us, that heart space, in the form of the inner teacher manifesting externally. So what was I just saying? That's exactly what I was just saying about brain chemical loops, right? Reprogramming neural loops and feedback responses on reward systems, body and brain chemical releases, for, based on our program loops, reprogramming that. Manifesting externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. Again, some of you guys are getting in touch with an actual guide, and this is communication, and they're helping you reframe your perspective here and get in tune spiritually. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So you guys may have already started this process of trying to reprogram some of these feedback loops in your brain, these neural networks. Again, we are well aware this isn't hokey spiritual shit. This is shit that we are taught in school, in science, about neural networks that are formed through our environment and behaviors throughout our lifetime, particularly in childhood. So again, a student of life, humble, wise, know-it-all, egocentric. So some of you maybe have already started this process of trying to train your brain to think differently. This is all about the mind, and it's alchemizing you, and an actual guide is coming in physically, manifesting physically to help further that process for you. Let's look at dragonfly. Dragonfly. Master of light. Ooh, that could be this person for sure, this guide. Illusion, reprogramming illusory feedbacks, illusory programming, 3D. When we talk about 3D programming, that's just what we're referring to, and we are aware that there are things like generational trauma tags on our DNA that are passed down through our offspring that are actually the result of our environment or trauma. They can be healed. Science is proving that now. So this is no longer, the spiritual community has talked about DNA upgrades and changing our DNA for years and years and years and years, and science is catching up to that now. Science is actually proving that we can do that. This hasn't been hokey shit. It's not hokey shit anymore. It's real. It's real life. Real life, right? 3D programming. The dragonfly is an ancient and ethereal creature that awakens a sense of wonder and awe, so it's kind of like talking to opening your eyes to the possibilities of a different way of being. Symbol of the mind, always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. When the dragonfly card appears, it's worth considering the quality of mind and perception. Quality of mind and perception. What programming are you operating out of here? Remember, computers were modeled after our own brains. Are they restless or still? Which is funny because the restless energy is like the movement, the always moving, shifting, shimmering, and changing. But this, remember, is waiting energy. So definitely some changes happening for you guys. Dreamlike or crystal clear. Dreamlike would be no control over your programming, running purely out of programming. And chemical responses, or crystal clear, having control, choosing a different option next time, choosing to behave differently, choosing to reprogram your mind here. That's totally all this reading is all about that. I don't know, I pretty much just went into everything I went into the Taurus reading, so I don't know if you want to bother watching that, but it does talk about, stuff like this in there as well. The situation at hand may be different than it appears at first glance. The dragonfly reminds us to calm the mind so the light of wisdom can shine through. So it's seeing clearly, joyful, magical, or can't concentrate, busy mind, focus on the breath. That will help with the heart space healing that you're having here. This, your heart's talking to you as well. That could be the guide, your guides. This teacher energy here. And sometimes you can be the teacher and student to yourself. That can all be happening within you by asking questions to yourself and seeing what your own answers are. That's a pretty powerful download. I've never heard that before. That's pretty cool. I like that. Like it. All right, let's look at this dragonfly. I liked that download. I was like, ooh, that's deep. Shit. Cool. Interesting. Journaling could help you at this time. And I just said this in the Libra reading, but dreaming is big. Dreaming is one of the number one ways that our guides and ourselves communicate to us. As I see the star nighttime. King of Cups, dreamy. There's definitely something here about dreamy. So whether you guys are in like a dreamlike state because you're very heavily programmed right now, or someone around you, this could definitely be someone you're dealing with and you're the teacher and you're trying to get them to see. You're the guide. You're trying to guide them and help them with this process. Dragonfly energy. There's like a tactile feeling that I'm getting too, because I'm like, now I'm getting like drawn into how like helicopters are designed after dragonflies, like designed very similarly. There's something about design here, and with that crystal clear, getting really clear on what you're designing, what you're manifesting, because the heart space is like our master manifestation center, right? Interesting. Very interesting reading for my Aries. Just saying. All right, dragonfly. Dragonfly. Whoa. Okay. High priestess. Wow. Ooh, look at the imagery matching on these cards, you guys. That spirit. Whoa, that's totally reprogramming your mind here. She also holds the book of knowledge, and this is again what came out in the Libra reading, what triggered me to say that. So some of you guys could be connected to Libra for sure. We are heading into Libra season not too far off from now, so you know, take what resonates. But she has a book in her hands, the book of divine knowledge, right? And when we're tapping into our higher self, when we're reprogramming these loops, we're moving further away from the illusion of this reality, these tangible ideas and that have formed, and we're operating on that programming much like a computer. But when we start tapping into the higher self, we start flying further away from those illusions, and getting closer to our higher self, right? So with the golden egg moving up the heart up to the third eye, it's like an ascension process of energy. And this is the crow is divine knowledge. It's like the high priestess card. In the book, she references tapping into and utilizing when in a balanced energy. Someone sitting in this crow energy can actually see the past, present, and future. And this is a priestess, so again, some of you guys are coming into contact with a psychic or a healer or someone very intuitive who is assisting with this reprogramming vibe that you guys are in right now. Very interesting with the high priestess. Definitely seeing that as this dragonfly, whether that's you just getting very intuitive, getting in touch with your intuition. This could be a Piscean as well, or Gemini, the two columns there. Some readers take that as Gemini. I do. But I'm also Pisces and Gemini stellium, so of course I'm like, oh yeah, the high priestess is Gemini. Makes total sense. But Water Baby is my favorite reader, and she reads it that way. So just saying, with that air energy, could be dealing with a Gemini. Have Gemini placements. Okay, Aries, dragonfly, and high priestess is very spiritual. Very spiritual. Whoa. Ooh, the Three of Wands. That's a manifestation energy. So again, reprogramming your manifestations. Coming from that heart space, that's where it comes from. This is all about looking to new horizons, building new networks, right? He's waiting for ships to come in, and I'm seeing those ships as reprogramming these neural networks and reward systems. And some of it's very autonomous, like environmentally driven, right? With fight or flight responses that we've learned to be triggered into due to trauma or generational trauma that's passed down to us, right? Which this is all about reprogramming that. And setting your sights to new horizons, ships coming in. I'm seeing that as neural networks attached to this dragonfly mind energy, but it's very spiritually backed with that spirit. Here's the moon. Knight of Wands, with the lovers and temperance. Wow, very divine spirits all over this. This is coming into alignment. That is that Gemini energy. So some of you are dealing with a Gemini or have Gemini placements. But this is coming into alignment. This is Knight of Wands, fire. Sagittarius and temperance. So some of you guys are dealing with a Sag. But this is, fire elements. That could be you guys coming into alignment here. So remember what I said about moving up through your chakras. The High Priestess. I'm kind of surprised the Cosmic Egg isn't here. Could be underneath the Crow. But again, the Crow kind of is like the Cosmic Egg because they can see the past, present, and future at the same time. That's what the description in the deck is. But this is totally coming into alignment, moving into that. And, it is a choice to do that. What did I say about kicking this process off by consciously choosing to be the student now? And this is like sitting in that energy, seeing things, like looking to new horizons, building those new neural networks. Very fascinating. The moon with the High Priestess, that's things unseen. And again, things unseen, that's, those program loops. We don't see them, but we're operating on them all the time. Even the most woke of individuals are still operating on some level. They still have to operate out of this body, right? So it's still all being filtered through the mind. It's a very mental reading, but also intuitive. This is intuition, right? And you're going to have to use your intuition. You can go to psychics all day and have them in tarot readings like this and have them tell you what spirit wants to talk about in that reading, but you have to use your intuition on which of these patterns you need to let go of and which ones you actually have and are acting out of, because if you don't use your intuition, no one can do that for you. Again, you have to choose to be the student here. I think that's what I'll name this video, choosing to be the student in this situation. But this could be secrets too, right? Like very secretive energy with the moon and the High Priestess, or just like the subconscious, like deep subconscious programming. That's what these program loops are, is deep subconscious, right? Deep subconscious. We're not consciously aware of it. And when we choose to become consciously aware of it, that's when we can start reframing them. And that's when we can become the master and the teacher at the same time. Victory, attention, wow, riding to victory. And this is actually the card that comes after the card of like war and strife and competition and confusion and all that. So this is just being very victorious and succeeding, winning the battle of the mind, right? That's totally what I see that as, the battle of the mind. Interesting. Four of Pentacles is coming out on the bottom, and I just cut to it here. That's like holding on to that old programming, holding on to those old ways of being, right? And it can be very uncomfortable. Like it is uncomfortable doing some of this work, because it's looking at the subconscious, and sometimes some of these traumas and patterns are so deeply ingrained that there's guilt that comes in, that being attached to that, because we look at that as who we are deep down, right? But remember what I said, the more we work on this kind of shit, the further we get away from that programming and closer to who we actually are. So that's just those loops playing out in terms of that distortion of that energy that you've been operating out of for so long. Those energies want to cling to you, right? Like it's so ingrained, and it's hard work to heal and release that energy. And sometimes it can even come in the form of parasitic energy, and sometimes that manifests as people around you. So with that protection energy I was getting, that's also your guides kind of protecting you maybe from people during this process. So there's a hint of that going on here as well. I would say be very careful who you're going to for spiritual advice as well. I did hear of one of my readers on YouTube, the Queen Tarot B, said, one of her viewers messaged her and said, hey, like, I need your help. I watched a reading and it was tagged with like parasitic energy that attached to me. So you have to be very, very careful. Again, if you can, do this work on your own, because there's not much that someone else can teach you. Yes, people can be catalysts, they can be guides. Just be careful. I am getting a message of that for some of you. You know, with that looking to the external, and just again with the guilt too, like these things are not actually us, right? So when these things are coming up, and some of them are programmed through generational trauma, through our DNA, right? We can't control that. We can't help if we had a shitty upbringing. We can't help that, right? You know, we chose it in our lifetime to provide that context, to see that distortion and heal it. It's not us, right? Don't let it attach to you. Protective stones might help you through this process as well. Just be careful who you go to. Again, spirit is involved in this with temperance, you know, and the lovers and all that ether energy. So this person will find you. Remember, that's what the Cobra said. Once you decide to be the student, this person will come to you. But like I said, you can go to tarot readings and psychics and healers till the cows come home, but if you're not treating the underlying energy or attachment or blockage that's causing that distortion in the first place, they can even heal your energy, and it's just going to distort again and again and again and again, you know, because you kind of have to do that work. So this can very much be a solo mission, but if someone's meant to be a part of this, spirit will bring it to you. Don't go like feeding into that distortion and low vibe that you're trying to clear out and heal here by like latching on to people that you perceive as being able to do this for you. People get sucked into that and they end up with kind of shitty consequences sometimes energetically. Just saying. They will come to you if you're meant to have a mentor in this. It will come to you. Just as I said that. So some of you guys are definitely dealing with a Pisces or Cancer and a Gemini. The lovers is showing on the bottom again, so coming into alignment. So for most of you, I'm really getting the vibe that you are your own teacher and student in this. So again, ask yourself questions, listen to what your answers are with your intuition, with that Queen of Cups we just saw. The Chariot, victory. This is a lot of victory, you guys. Victory. These are both victory. You will be victorious with this if you approach this the right way and you open yourself up to this Cobra energy. You have to remember what the card says. You have to choose to be the student here, but this is victory. This is a lot of victory. This is Cancerian energy as well. Some of you are dealing with Leo or have Leo in your chart because we have Jupiter and Leo specifically, and then we have strength here. There's that Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy again. So now we're getting kind of repetitive messages because I did see that as you. This could be a Sagittarius. This Cobra energy is fire. It's the element of fire. So if you have a guide come in and they're Sagittarius, that could be confirmation for you. Again, it will happen naturally, you know, or if you go looking for it, you know, you can find it if you're being open, if you choose to be the student. But again, check yourself on where you're coming from with that, because we can, not from the energy of like, oh, this person will do this for me, or this person looks like they can, you know, fix my energy or fix my programming or fix my problems or fix my anything, you know, like check yourself. Are you coming out of a place of attachment, of pushing? I'm getting a pushing feeling for some of you, not all of you. Not all of these messages are for all of you, so just take what resonates because I'm speaking to more than one person. But here's that Knight of Wands. It rushes in, right? And that's healing. I'm just seeing that as that temperance energy. The Hangman and the Two of Swords is very, very much so like hanging in that mental space. Moon in Libra, Pisces, more Piscean energy. That's very much so like seeing things in a new perspective. This is blind. This is kind of like energy of running out of that programming, right? No thought involved between two minds, the real me and the programmed me, right? Like that's two swords, and it's like sitting in it, and quite more often than not, they are blindfolded. In this one, he's just got his eyes closed, but that's slightly running out of that blind programming. I think maybe some of you guys are having an awakening with this High Priestess and the, you know, the hangman and all the spiritual energy here, the lovers coming into alignment. Some of you are definitely having an awakening and you're realizing for the first time that you're running off of that there is such thing as spirituality. Like maybe some of you guys have never been connected to spirit or your guides before, and you're feeling or hearing that now, and it's like now you're sitting in this stalemate energy of like, holy shit, there's definitely more. Remember when one of these cards, I think it was the dragonfly, more going on that meets the eye, the eyes are closed. This is an opening of the eyes and realizing that there's two ways of being, the false distorted version and the higher self, right? That's what that energy is. And then this, it puts you into this, or this person that you're dealing with, into this hangman where they're stringing themselves up to see the world in a different, upside down. The world is upside down in this position. And that's what's happening for this person with this process of their mind is being recalibrated here, basically. And that's what the hangman does, really. It's seeing the world in a new way. But resulting from that is alignment and stability and harmony and victory. Like, these are beautiful cards, you guys. Like, this is victory straight up. Success, victory. And this is harmony. Harmony. You know? And I'm seeing this as alignment within the self. Could be a love connection, but I think it's just more understanding manifestation of what harmony looks like, of what relationships look like, of what life in general is, because there's, you know, we did see the Queen of Cups, but that's just really talking about that Piscean, Cancerian, you know, using your intuition and getting in touch with that heart space, that energetic space. With the lovers, I mean, that I just don't see that coming in right away, because this is a big process that's going to take a while, you know. So best of luck, my darlings. This is really great. So take care.